Okay, our next category this evening is the professional player category, and the privilege of honoring tonight a true treasure in the game.
From a remote part of Texas known as Wagga Wagga, Australia, Steve Elkington burst onto the golf scene with an almost flawless swing at the University of Houston. A member of 3 national championship teams with the Cougars and 3-time All-American, Elk started a trend of international college players settling in the U.S. and continued a trend of golf stars calling the Lone Star State their home. A legendary free spirit in college and beyond, Steve breezed through Q School in late 1986 and made an impact on the PGA Tour within a few seasons. With double-digit wins in the 90s, Steve was a consummate championship player at his best when the conditions were most difficult. His second win was one that could have made any number of players' careers, a one-shot victory in the Players' Championship over a multiple major champion. Not yet 30, and his legacy was set. But he wasn't finished. He added another Players, a record just 6 years from his first, this one by a touchdown. Still, his crowning achievement came at Riviera Country Club in the 1995 PGA Championship with a final round 64 and a clutch putt in overtime.
Daddy prepared to roll one of the most important putts of his life.
I can't tell you what happened to me when I made the putt because I don't remember. To be honest with you, I mean, it's almost such a personal thing that it's almost something you don't want to talk about because you can't explain it. You can't even explain to your wife what you were doing because I made the putt, the hands went out, I looked at it on the table, I don't remember what I did. But I did know I had to go to the side of the green and relax a little bit because, again, I had to prepare myself for 2 minutes because we have to go to the next hole.
And now the man who had birdied his last 3 holes needed a 4th consecutive birdie just to stay alive. Steve Elkington, the 1995 PGA champion.
In 2 Players' Championships and a major warming-up, Elk represented the international team each of the first 4 President's Cups and never finished any year with a losing record. In 1998, the only year the Internationals won, Steve was undefeated, and he and Shigeki Moriyama almost matched the point total for the entire U.S. team. No discussion of Steve Elkington would be complete without mentioning his varied interests beyond the world of competitive golf. An accomplished cartoonist, passionate gardener, active Twitter user, and host of his own golf show, Steve's interests surely do vary widely, but these days his focus falls more frequently on his wife Lisa and his children, his daughter Annie and son Sam, who followed his dad's footsteps and is now playing at U of H. The man who left home after high school, found Texas and never looked back, has had a Hall of Fame caliber career, being one of the best golfers in the world for at least a decade and bringing color to the game ever since.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Elkington.
It's not quite Wagga Wagga, it's Wagga Wagga. People ask me where Wagga Wagga is, I tell them it's near Gumley Gumley. That's a fact. My daughter's sitting right there, and she was in that trophy in 1995, and I sat her in that trophy, and now she's almost out of college. It happened so fast. Right, Crenshaw? Yeah. Thank you very much for having me. This is a great honor for me. I came here in 1982. One of the other Texas Hall of Fame, Dave Williams, recruited me while I was in Australia, and he used to call me every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. and tell me that I was going to come to the University of Houston, play on a team with Billy Ray Brown from Sugar Land, Texas. That was his pitch line. And I believed him, and I showed up here in 1982 at the University of Houston with a suitcase and a set of clubs. I remind my children when I'm moving back to the dorms each semester with the 2 Suburban loads to get in there. I came with a lot less. Of course, along the way, we won 3 national championships at University of Houston. It was a great experience. I met my wife at University of Houston, and I tell everybody that everything that's good that's happened in my life has happened in Texas. I came over here to be a better golfer, got married, got to play the PGA Tour, and as I finished school and I started to meet some of the characters like Jackie Burke, who's my mentor at Champions Club, you know, I was basically over here by myself, and my whole life I've been mentored by great Texas men. Some of them are in this room, whether they were indirectly or directly. Ben Crenshaw, Charlie Epps, 2 guys that have been around me for 30 years. But Jackie Burke was the catalyst of my whole career. You know, I saw him recently. I said, "You going to come up to San Antonio and see me in this deal?" And he goes, he had just fallen. He's 95 or 94. He said, "Elkington, let me tell you something about falling." He says, "Don't." So everybody knows Jackie Burke. Dave Meyer, his father was incredible to me. I remember I was playing the Players' Championship, the one there that I won in 1997. Your dad was, I think it was his last telecast, and I had a 6-stroke lead coming to number 17, and I knew I was going to see Dave because every time I walked off the green, I'd give him a wave or he'd do something crazy to me, and it was just incredible to know these guys. And he was quite ill in 1997, and when I putted, I had a big lead, and I was walking off the green on the island hole. I just finished putting, and I looked up, and his dad was out of the booth, and he was holding on to the rail, and he was clapping for me like that. I'll never forget that image. It was unreal. And J.A. Bear is another great Texan. All those guys helped mold me to what I was. I love golf. I still play golf every day. Anyone who knows me knows I play golf. I try to teach golf, talk about golf, think golf. But I learned that all from great Texas golf professionals. When I won the PGA, people say, "Well, which major would you like to win? Or which would you think you want to win?" And I always said straight up that it would always be the PGA, because I've spent my whole life with PGA pros. I was raised by Alex Mercer, who taught me in Australia. I just took our family to Australia. My son Sam, who plays at the University of Houston, just got some new lessons from Alex Mercer a couple months ago. So we're keeping that going. And all the great men that I've already spoken of are all PGA pros. So I'm delighted to be in this Hall of Fame. It's incredible. Been an incredible journey for me. I've also enjoyed hearing the other stories. Buddy, I know you can chew some clock though, mate. I know that. I mean, you can speak underwater with a mouthful of bubble gum, mate. But I'll take you up on that game of golf you want to have sometime. I'm also very interested to hear that this family down here, Hank and Kelly and their crew, have been tremendous for golf, and everyone that's here tonight, thank you very much. And I humbly accept this award. Thank you, David.